What's going on, all you wild folk horror enthusiasts out there? I'm Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I'm Henry Hill. What's going on, everybody? We're back for another 31 days of horror. Our hair pieces got lost in the forest, and it's up to two fairy tale members to acquire our hair pieces that got blown away in the wind. And that's right, we are talking about the movie that came out in 2020 from Anthony Perkins' son, the director now. He just did Long Legs. We're talking about Osgood Perkins's Gretel and Hansel.
We were given the same gift, the same magic. What did you do with him? All that is left is to make him. Delicious.
And of course, this movie is loosely based off the fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm, Hansel and Gretel, that we all know, story growing up. Of course, the kid's the witch, all that fun stuff. But this is basically to set up a very gothic horror and beautifully shot film, beautifully gorgeous film. Obviously, picture behind me. This is how the movie looks. A spooky wood setting. They filmed this in Ireland, so it really has a cool backdrop to the movie, which is pretty much like a character of the movie. It really creates a really great atmosphere and spooky sense to it. Yeah, we got Sophia Lillis from It. She's playing Gretel, and then of course her brother Hansel, and they're going through the woods searching for food and work, and of course they come across a spooky lady.
A real spooky lady. A witch, have you? Yeah,
Ooh.
the imagery and the cinematography in this movie really were jarring to me. They're really well done. Really brought me into this world. Osgood Perkins did a great job directing this. For the look of it alone, I was drawn in, and a really well done film, really well acted by Sophia Lillis and Samuel Leakey, Gretel and Hansel there. And I liked how they flipped the story and made it more focused on Gretel, with Sophia taking the lead in this one. She does a really great job. She was great as Bevy back in 2017's It from Uncle Andy, and she does a great job in this. So yeah, their mom basically sends them out into the forest to find food and whatnot, and they're out there surviving, and they come across this lady and this house there that you see, this A-framed house, and they look in the windows and they see a table covered in delicious food, and they're both starving, of course, having been out in the woods and having eaten bugs and whatever they could find to survive. And then they see and smell the food emanating from this house. So of course they go in and start gorging themselves on the food. Everything looks delectable, and that's when they're introduced to the witch, played by Alice Kriege, this creepy looking lady who invites them in and is talking to them, and basically makes them feel at home there. But everything isn't all as it seems, as we are quick to find out in this movie. She is a witch, and it starts messing with them, psychologically. And you see a lot of creepy things around that house out in the woods.
Oh, Alice, I love her. She's a great actress. She's no, newcomer to horror. She's been acting for a very long time. A lot of great roles. One that comes to mind, Sleepwalkers, which I reviewed like 5 years ago. Great flick. Mark Hamill has a little part in it, but she was fantastic in that movie, and she does a great job playing the witch in this movie. Comes off very convincing and scary at the same time. Like, her intentions are not good with the kids, and they soon figure that out, of course, but she lures them in with a smorgasbord of every great food imaginable. She's like a Michelin star chef in this little house out in the middle of the woods. It's very appealing. It draws them in. It's like that guy from The Bear smelling the crock pots. But of course, the kids are starving. They go and eat, and really sets up the rest of the story. But some really great imagery in this, and just haunting and visually stimulating film.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, this reminded me a lot of Robert Eggers style movie. Like The Witch definitely drew some inspiration from that. And yeah, just the way that they worked the fairy tale into the story. And then went off of that, some scenes in this movie that really creeped me out and left me feeling like really creeped out and nicked out. The part where they ended up eating the mushrooms out in the woods too, man, that was a whole hallucinogenic scene there. That was really crazy. Just the darkness and the dampness and the feeling that wherever they shot this in Ireland, you said, a perfect place to shoot this movie. It's, the woods are a character in of themselves. We had just watched The Watchers too, and I believe that was also shot in Ireland.
Correct.
So yeah, just the forests and the beauty of the forest, but the way they made it look so dark in this, and being with these two kids, these siblings, Gretel and Hansel, and them having to stay together and protect each other, and then when they come across this witch, and of course Hansel ends up wanting to get out of there, and Gretel's kind of been entranced by this witch, and eventually she finds out that she has some powers, like intrinsic powers that she didn't realize that she had, and the witch kind of gets her to realize that and utilize them towards the end. So there's some really cool scenes here in this movie. Whereas the story itself, it's pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to the story, just following these two kids. But like once they get into the witchcraft and all that, it was really interesting and really cool, and really highlights Sophia Lillis's acting ability as well as Alice's as the witch. And then the witch eventually becomes young at the end too. Like you see kind of where she came from and where this evil comes from. So yeah, this was the first time watching for me, and having seen Osgood Perkins' long legs to see where he started with this movie. I had a really good time with this movie, and especially if you like fairy tales, it's a really cool spin on these iconic characters from the old folklore.
Another example why Osgood Perkins is becoming my new favorite director. He's put out a few films, each one gets better and better, different. This is his take on the classic fairy tale. Did a really great job. I remember watching this in 2020 when it came out, but that whole year is a blur. It was the start of the pandemic, so I forgot a lot what happened. I remember like the shots and stuff, cinematography, and the whole atmosphere, but I forgot about, second and third act having to do with the kids is really cool and interesting. Really cool ending too. Really had a blast rewatching this, falling into this world, feel for the kids. There's not a lot of dialogue, so they go out body language and stuff happening around them to tell the story. So I thought it was really interesting. Of course, Alice Krieg, that played the witch, I thought she was amazing, as she always is, and she played a really great villain in this movie. Sophia Lillis did a great job as the lead in this, and hopefully her career continues to blow up because she's a good actress, young actress. Had a great time with this. No complaints. Awesome rewatch during the Halloween season. It's a short movie. It's an hour and 27 minutes long. So looking for something to watch, check this out during the Halloween season during 31 Days of Horror. That being said, I'm going to give Gretel and Hansel, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Osgood Perkins hair pieces.
Yeah, this really was a great showcase for Osgood Perkins here. Seeing this, yeah, he really has some awesome, unique choices. The way he shoots things, I love the sets here. That house itself was really cool looking. The A-frame house, just how dark everything was in the actual house too, and the witch, the way the witch was, the actresses, the actors, everybody did a great job in this film. It was a very cool take on this, childhood story that we all knew, and putting a little horror aspect into it made things really interesting. Yep, like you mentioned, a short movie, easy watch, and you get a sense that Osgood Perkins is going to have a long career, and it all started around 2020 when this film came out, and this was my first time watching it, so I had a really good time with this. And like you mentioned, a perfect movie for the 31 Days of Horror. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Osgood Perkins hair pieces.
So I want to hear from all you wild witches out there. What did you like about Gretel and Hansel? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite fairy tale? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out these old hound dogs on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
Well, Aunt Alice has got something cooking in the kitchen. I can smell it from here. So until the next 31 Days of Horror video, I'm Uncle Hansel Hill.
And I'm Uncle Gretel Myers signing out until the next review for 31 Days of Horror. Cheers!